Hello everybody, it's vanburman here and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with my Arsenal career mode. And it's good to be back, I suppose, even though you may not notice any difference. But the first game we are in we're going up to is against Sunderland, and it's us getting back to more normal fixtures, like the mid-table, lower table teams that you would expect us to be able to, win fairly comfortably with, barring any, major slip-ups. And, I'll be honest, I'd have been disappointed, be disappointed if we didn't get all, straight clean sweep of victories over this whole entire episode. So, the good thing about this as well is it gives us a chance to rotate some players, because I've not had that luxury over the past few games. When you come up against the big dogs, you put out your strongest team week in, week out, and it doesn't give much in terms of rotate, or at least I'm not brave enough to do too much rotation against the big teams. But when it comes to playing, against the teams you really should beat, I don't have a problem then in giving some players an opportunity to see how they will do, as you will see later on in the episode, because I started a few of the younger players later on. So the game against Sunderland was, I want to say it was comfortable, but it wasn't as comfortable as you would expect when you look at the stats at the end of the game anyway. And Sunderland made some pretty good chances. Polly was running the show, really, and I bought him for my Bournemouth career mode when I got relegated, sacked, but yeah, anyway. So the wing-backs were playing quite well in this game. There's lots of, good wing-back play, getting in the box and playing in some nice low crosses. Sessegnon to Sanchez, and then Paslak through to Icardi, both to, really good effect. This is one of the chances that Sunderland made. Now, Sessegnon was a little bit weak there against Redmond, but I don't even know how we got away with that. Really, Sunderland should have scored. Yeah, I can't really say anything else more than that. As I mentioned, Polly was a pain in the backside the whole game. He scores a lovely goal. It does sort of go through Donnarumma. I think maybe he could have done better there. And then we get a penalty in the latter stages of the game, and of course, you give it to your German penalty kick taker and he's going to score. That's what he's in the team for. And yeah, as you can see by the stats, it's pretty one-sided, but I never felt really comfortable with the result at all. I felt that, Sunderland could have easily got another one, and at that stage, when it's 2-2 or 3-2, it's a lot more dicey than being 2 goals ahead. But anyway, so yeah, I was just flicking through some of the news articles here. The young loan players, get my words out correctly, have both been playing quite well on loan. I think they did that throughout pretty much the whole of the episode while I was playing the games. Got off with this guy, not really too interested in anyone at the minute, obviously, because of the whole wage situation. I may have a lot of transfer funds, but no wages, and I'll show you at the end of the episode what I've done with all of that. And we come to the second game against Bournemouth, who obviously are without Jack Wilshere now that he's come back to Arsenal, and I made him obviously my vice captain, as you probably know. So I decided it was time to give Jack Wilshere a start and see how he does. I think I might have played him actually before for Arsenal, but I was going to keep him in the squad. Yeah, I played him in loads of games. I didn't even play him in this. What am I even going on about? I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, give Corrick a game. And I'll just have a look around to see, trying to incorporate some other players in there to give them a little bit of a chance, trying to move some other players on the bench as well. Come to think about it, I didn't play Telemans in the whole of these games, and I probably should have given him a start because he could really do with some game time. But yeah, it's pretty much just business as usual. It was a fairly strong team that I put out there against Bournemouth, and left Donnarumma in there as well. Donnarumma played quite a lot of games, to be fair, but he sort of really needs the games, whereas, Cech is just reliable when it comes to the goalkeeper position. So we go through into the highlights in just a second. Where are we? Here we are. And I can't remember how this game exactly went. I know we won. I actually remember what we won by now. Yeah, the game was fairly comfortable. I think we made over 600 passes in the whole game, and our pass completion percentage was like in the higher 80s. And dominated possession as well. I'll be honest with you, Bournemouth looked like the away team rather than the home team. We played some really good football, actually. I was, surprised. Dominated majority of the game as well. Cardi scores, I don't even know what that is, a faux chip or a disguised chip, but nicely nestled into the top corner anyway, so not too much more to say about that. And then Sanchez lays on a really good cross, but the first hit is straight at the keeper, but Icardi manages to stick the second effort away. And then I always seem to have like one of these chances every game where we just give away something that's just a little bit sloppy, just like that. And anyway, Bournemouth managed to get themselves a goal back, which could normally sometimes mean spell trouble. But luckily, hit back straight away with Corrick. It was a lovely cushion headed down by Mustafi there, and then Corrick just whacked in the bottom corner. But as you can see, absolute dominating performance, as you probably would expect. Bournemouth had Federici that got injured early on. I don't think that would have made too much difference. Borok didn't do any better at all. So it was nice to see Icardi get a couple of goals though as well. And he got player of the match for that. And at this stage, I didn't show on camera, but I did have a look to see how he was doing. And he's up to 5 goals in 5 games at that point. And the final match of this episode is against Vietes. Vietes? I don't know. I can't pronounce that very well. But it's in the Champions League. These are probably the easiest team in the Champions League, in my Champions League group. But they are the Dutch champions, so no, I'm not going to take them too lightly. They do play a 4-4-2 though, which obviously sort of plays more into my hands with I suppose almost 5 in midfield, with obviously the 2 wingers pushing on. I did play a much weakened team. I decided to give a lot of the youngsters a game. I think one of the only major attacking players I kept in was Griezmann. I decided to give the new guy, Benjamin Benno, whatever his name is, a chance just because my head of development decided to buy him. And I thought, it's... you may as well. I mean, I gave Maitland-Niles a chance as well in the team, and Reineveld as well. So it was just a case of, I thought, they were sort of... I don't know what you call them now. Calculated risks. The team itself should be more than sufficient to beat the opposition, without putting the result in jeopardy, but give us a chance to play a few of the youngsters, which, like I said, I haven't had a chance to do too much up until this point. Hopefully we'll do more when we get into the League Cup and that sort of stuff. Because that would be nice, because, there's a lot of players like Callum Chambers and... Benjamin Guy, Niles, all them that I really would want to try and play if I can do. So it was a lovely looped header there by Zivkovic, but the crossing by Gibbs was really good as well. I'm really enjoying the left back and right back play that we've got going on at the minute. It's very, very useful. Griezmann scores a really nice goal, but I've got to say the whole game was just, we absolutely dominated. In the first half, Vietes didn't even have a shot on target, and that was lovely cushioned header there by Mustafi to lay it up nicely for Ramsey. But it was honestly the most dominating performance I've ever seen, I think. And it was only 3-0. It could have been any score, quite frankly. And it was just like every single misplaced ball they were playing through led to us attacking, breaking. It did make us look a bit like Barcelona, I'm not going to lie, in that regard. Gibbs got man of the match, well deserved as well, because he played really well, not only defensively but offensively. And we are 5th, but like I say, it's early on in the season, not really too bothered about that. Top of the group because Porto drew with Valencia. Was it Valencia? Yeah, I don't know, one of the two. And yeah, as you can see here, I did sell Cazorla and Paulista. That sorted out the wage situation, so I was able to sign the Ox, Gibbs, Jack Wilshere, I think that's it, 2 new contracts. So that's all sorted, even though I am now over the wage limit again, but new contracts are sorted, and obviously I signed my head of development signed that youth player. So things looking up at the minute, and yeah, we're going to carry on like this, hopefully. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.